What's up guys and welcome back to another replay cast. Today's game is between Snow and Jaedong. So it should be an absolute cracker. We're on Radeon for this one. This was a practice game that was played back in March 2025. It's a UMS replay, so they weren't playing on the ladder. But it isn't clear whether they were playing on stream or just practicing among themselves. If I had to hazard a prediction, I'd say they're probably playing on stream as a demonstrative show match. And oh boy, when they play these online games between these guys and they're streaming and they're putting some money on the line, it does really result in some outstanding games. I've been doing these now for a little while and the quality of games thus far has just been an absolute step above. So very much enjoying these, and I'm looking forward to bringing you guys many more. If that sounds fun to you, please do hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already so that future games are recommended to you. And that's it, man. We're just gonna get stuck in here. We're starting with the gateway, so a bit of aggression from Snow. Of course, my question when I'm watching a Snow PvZ is how sharp is his Protoss versus Zerg, and any opportunity to cast a game of Jaedong's I'm taking, because he has just been absolutely so much fun to watch lately. Interestingly enough, when I was loading up this replay, I was thinking to myself, there's not really much of a rivalry between Jaedong and Snow. So like I can't think of too many great games or series or anything between these two players. So at time of recording, it's the 18th of April today, so we're still pretty early in round of 16 of the ASL. So who knows, maybe if these two match along the way in ASL, this game's release might get accelerated to coincide with that. But if not, then we'll just release it as a normal quality game of Broodwar. As one of my viewers said to me the other day, Broodwar is timeless, just release great games and people will come and watch them. So it's great advice, and that's what we're doing. We're also sending up for Zealot out. So we're going to be putting on some pressure on here because it's hatch first. It's going to take some time for Jaedong to get some lings. He will have a lava advantage, whose build will scale really well. But in the short term, there will be some opportunity here for Snow to get a little bit of damage. Name of the game here will be a drone kill. So let's see if we can get something done. Probe's also very helpful. It does kind of add to the DPS, damage per shot. Very nice. Does get himself a drone. Oh, a marker from Jaedong there. Very good. Pulling. Oh, it does just eke out the second drone kill. Now the Zealots arrive, but this time Lings are out and about, and still making an additional 2 sets. The pendulum can swing in these little skirmishes, I find. So Protoss is in the thick of it, picking up drone kills, making life awkward, and then suddenly Zerg tidies it up, sends their Lings across the map, and then Protoss is under a little bit of pressure. So I'm pretty sure with the APM that Snow plays at, he'll be setting up his base nice and tightly behind this, getting his forge in play, walling in here, getting his cannon, all the things. Jaedong has dropped his third base, so hasn't really slowed down his build much, proceeding with everything as planned. His overlord's in the base, would have seen what's happening. So Snow's just progressing very standard with his build, trying to potentially delay his cannon as much as possible. So he's going gas first, adding another Zealot. So maybe even ballsy enough to take a Cybernetics core before the cannon. We will see. Jaedong is just, hey, there we go. We see it in the production tab. So delaying this cannon as much as absolutely possible just to optimize his build. I've mentioned in some previous casts, people reckon that Snow's PvZ is his worst matchup because his build orders are not that crisp and optimized, and in the other 2 matches he can compensate for that with Revo Micro, and he obviously can't do that in PvZ. But I've done at least 3 really high level PvZs of Snow's recently, and he's played excellently. So another possibility is he perhaps doesn't play as well offline as he does online. This is something that's not uncommon amongst a lot of these Korean pros. Someone like Light, for example, Best. There's a fair few that spring to mind. Just not as good on stage as they are sitting wherever they play from at home, probably online, playing on stream and what have you. They just seem to be more comfortable. Alright, so suddenly Snow's got a decent pocket of lings, I beg your pardon, zealots, and Jaedong pretty much only has lings. He's getting ling speed, so he's probably getting lair, and we'll go spire, I reckon. So this means that these lings are going to have to do some work against these zealots. And here we go. A little bit of a micro battle. Very nice kiting and micro play from Snow. Great play from both players, actually. Very, very, very solid stuff. Second cannon on the way. Didn't actually scout Hydra, so probably just preemptive second cannon. Has split off a couple of the zealots here, so should try and get himself a drone or two. Really nice drilling though from Jaedong. Flanks the zealot from both sides, so should be able to tidy this up. And so where are we in this game? We have... Oh my god. I've just realized something, guys. Please tell me you guys didn't notice this. Why is it that Jaedong is showing as Protoss and Snow is showing as Zerg? I did not register this. This has to be correct. I've never ever seen a world where the replay has put the wrong colors on the wrong players. I'm still, in spite of the fact that I'm embarrassed, I'm still going to release this and just have a good chuckle at myself going, how did you not notice that they've swapped races in a practice match? And what's so funny is that Snow's actually played really so well, and Jaedong has played so well as Zerg. I didn't even notice the difference. Like, there was really nothing suboptimal about what either of them were doing. So anyway, alrighty. We have not noticed the switcheroo until now, but we've eventually picked it up. I'm sure I'll get absolutely scorched in the comments for this, but that's fine. It's all good. I got thick skin. We're getting some mooders now, is Snow. And it just doesn't feel right, man, to talk about Snow playing Zerg. Maybe he's practicing playing Zerg to get better at this match. It does make a lot of sense, actually. That is very, very funny. Don't know where our zealots are going, though. Could get some work done with these zealots. I like the SimCity here. Very solid. Really doesn't get much done there at all. I think Snow must have lost an Overlord somewhere. Decent number of Corsairs here as well, so it's kind of a Corsair Zealot style from Jaedong. And we're just going mutas. Droning up behind this. So it could be like a 6 hatch. 1, 2, 5 hatch Hydra. Trying to do a bit of harassment with our mutas here as well. Scourge kind of just spotting what's happening. And the goon has been tasked with chasing some of this away. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gateways now. The name of the game from a Protoss point of view is just expanding. And here come our Hydras. No upgrades yet. While getting +1 missile attacks. And we're also getting lurker aspect. So we could be getting our first sort of meaningful Barney in this game. Storm time! Decent storm on the mutas actually, but does pick off both High Templars. Really nicely done by Snow. He's going to lose all his mutas in exchange for that. Now he's going to have to take his Hydras to town. And he's picking off his goons. There's a decent storm to push back some of these Hydras. Does now expand to a third. Should have enough to hold that as well. Snow taking a fourth over here. +1 on our Hydras. And we've got 1-1 ground army. It looks like we're forced to cancel our expansion there. Very nice. Looks like Snow switching back into mutas. This is insane mix-up of compositions from him. Very hard to play against. Does try and expand here again. Should have the map control to hold on here quite nicely, especially now that he's bringing in some cannons. Of course, here just flies in probably to confirm. Take no hive progression from Snow as of yet. So 166 plays 135. Should be building up to a nice big juicy tussle. 4 base versus 3. The challenge for Protoss is to get the 4th base themselves. And keep Zerg contained to a controllable number of bases themselves. A lot of goons in this comp. I think he wants to try and pick up High Templars here. It's 1, 2. Does seem to get pretty much all of them with the exception of 1, so that worked out quite nicely. There's a nice wide arc here. I heard a lot of mutas dying in exchange for 2, maybe 3 High Templars. Lots of dying observers as well. But damn, there's a lot of Protoss here, bro. Holy crap-a-noli. It's an insane game considering they're playing each other's race. Got himself a free High Templar there, a little sloppy from Jaedong. Finally some lurkers hit the field. Does have observers with us. Except for drone as well. I don't think the lurkers will be much of a factor considering how much goon is in Jaedong's composition. It's expanding down to take a fourth as well here. So Jaedong's actually played an incredibly strong, solid game here. +2 on our Hydras from Snow. Oh, storming in here. Lurkering as well. Oh man, the storms are thinning the numbers, but the goons are going down as well. Pretty solid trades from both players. 2-1 on our dragoons. Well, the lurker spines are doing some work now, though. Alternate 5 plays 102. It's pretty close. Looks like Snow wants to try and press this newly established 4th base. Not enough cannons here, I don't think. Jaedong is sending his army down here to cut this off. One storm will tidy this up quick. Uh-oh, these workers could find themselves in some danger too. Reinforcing Hydras coming around here. No storms with this as of yet. I don't think just pure on upgrades alone, the ground army of the Protoss is able to trade really decently with these Hydras. Completing now the balance of that probe transfer. Also expanding down here is Snow, so he's keeping up with his macro pretty decent. He's got 53 drones. Could probably do with a couple more considering his saturation level. Nice. Oh, a couple of really good storms. The storm dodging perhaps a little bit lackluster. Oh, he's just going to pick off this High Templar, isn't he? Yeah, he does get him. And these cannons are now out of range of these mutas, so he's going to get himself a nice, juicy whack of probes. Main army's over here. Seems kind of keen not to engage right yet. Lost himself a fair few probes there to Jaedong. Snow's main army moving back down. He really wants to put some pressure on this base, and it's the most critical source of income, so it makes a lot of sense. Hydra's coming in. Here comes Jaedong's army. Cannons aren't going to do much, but High Templar sure will. I think Jaedong is just able to thin these numbers so efficiently. Kind of just been about a 20 to 30 supply gap the entire game. So will Jaedong have the gumption to try and take yet another base? That is the question. And does Snow have what he needs to defend against this rather scary looking Protoss ball that's heading right in here? It's going straight in the main, I think. Or in the natural, should I say, towards the main. Where all the tech is. Counterattack from Snow. It's going to pick up a seriously healthy helping of drones. Of probes, should I say. So now we have this really kind of dysfunctional base trade scenario. Pushing in here now to... It's a lot of hatches here, but no money. So Jaedong's going to lose all his income. This base is pretty much gone. This base pretty much gone. So now I don't even know what the hell to call this. It's just absolute chaos. It's killing probes like there's no tomorrow. They're both losing drones and workers like there's no tomorrow. And we're moving into the almightiest of base trades. 2-2. So Jaedong's basically not mining. He's got this 30s thrown up here. But in spite of that, I don't think Snow has what he needs to stop the army that Jaedong has left. Oh my god, these storms, bro. Snow doesn't want to give up just yet, but I think it's toast. And that Brigadier is also going to go down pretty easily. So guys, in spite of the fact that I wasn't paying attention when I loaded it up, and I had no reason to believe that the players were going to swap races and for this game, and I did it because I had no reason to believe it. I wasn't looking for it. I only noticed it a few minutes in. I am very, very embarrassed, but in spite of that, and in spite of the fact that Snow has kept this game going quite a little longer than what he probably should have, this was actually a really good game. Like, both players played the other one's race really, really, really well. So, if you want to bring variety Broodwar to the channel, sometimes even when you don't realize it, you've just done so. So, that's what we've done here today. And in spite of the confusion, I hope you guys really enjoyed today's game. I will always be a little bit more diligent before I hit play on the replay, just to 100% check that the players have loaded as the races I've expected them to. So that's a good lesson for me. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed today's game. And I will just wait for the GG. There we go. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Apologies again for the mix-up, but in spite of that, still very worthwhile. Like, if I'd known that that was what it was right from the beginning, obviously I would have framed the initial parts of the games differently, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it was actually a really, really cool and fun game of Brood War. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. And until next time, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!